It is my distinct pleasure to stand before you this evening as we kick off the second night of the Democratic primary presidential debates. There is no better place to host this most important discussion on the future of our country than right here in my hometown of Detroit. As a young boy from the east side of Detroit, I saw the opportunities. That's right, the east side. I saw the opportunities that our nation had to offer, but I also saw many challenges. Those opportunities lit a fire in my imagination that propelled me to places unavailable to my grandparents or generations before them. And the challenges, while too often enduring, afford our generation the opportunity to widen the pathways to the pursuit of happiness for others. We overcame many of these political challenges last November because for the first time in our state's history, the top offices of governor, attorney general, and secretary of state are all held by women. For the first time in our state's history, we have an openly gay attorney general delivering protections for all people. And I am proud to stand here before you as the first black lieutenant governor in the history of the state of Michigan. All right, we got a debate to get to. So to all of the political pundits who said that Michigan was a red state, we proved them wrong in 2018, and we are going to prove them wrong again in 2020. You see, all across our nation, families are working harder than ever to make a better life for themselves and for their children. But some elected leaders are not working as hard as they are to make our country a home for opportunity for everyone. We have kids who graduate from high school with diplomas, yet they struggle to read. We have streets that are not safe for cars nor people, and water in the Great Lakes state that some people fear may not be safe to drink. And we have an economy that caters to the extremely wealthy but leaves the rest of us to fend for ourselves. Why does this happen? I think it's because the people with the most power, more often than not, are making rules to govern experiences that they've never had. It is impossible to be a strong advocate for public schools when you merely view education as a money-making venture. It is impossible to protect our nation's natural resources when you tried to gut funding for the Great Lakes every single year you've been in office. It is impossible to empathize with the women and men who work 2 or 3 jobs and still come up short at the end of the month when your first priority is to hand out tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires. And it is impossible to protect our right to health care when you are suing to kick 20 million people off of their plans, including people who have pre-existing conditions. But I want to tell you what is possible. Coming together, standing tall as a nation to demand real leadership and real solutions. And that is what we will hear tonight. So for those of you who are here with us in Detroit, and those of you watching at home across the nation, I want to remind you that you're going to hear many ideas and solutions that you agree with, and some that you may not wholeheartedly embrace. But what we can all agree on is that these ideas are about moving our country forward. In Michigan, less than 11,000 votes made the difference between this country moving forward and moving backward. So let this be our generation's call to action in Michigan and across the United States. The future of our society and our planet is too important for anyone to sit on the sidelines. We will not repeat the mistakes of yesterday. We will not take for granted the prospect of victory. We will rise to this challenge. We will mobilize, win, and lead with our hearts and our minds set on laying a foundation for our children's children to have, do, and be more than we could ever dream. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Michigan. And God bless the United States of America.